Well, welcome everybody to Rewind the Times. Well, today is the day. Today is the day that all of us DC fans are supposed to be going nuts and going mental about all the great plans and the great future. We've all waited about 2.5 months for this, and that's it. That's about as excited as I got. Sorry, I don't mean to be a downer, and I know I'm not. I know I'm not big. I know I don't have all the subs like a lot of other people, and that's fine. But one thing I do know is I do know DC. I love DC. I grew up on it. I'm a diehard DC fan. I'm gonna be 43. Man, I've been watching Batman and reading about Batman since I was 8, 9 years old. Sorry, but there's nothing about this slate that got me so excited that I literally I'm going nuts. Maybe Swamp Thing. I don't have the list in front of me, so I'm probably not the greatest source. But I know that all you guys have. But I know by now, everyone knows what is coming, and I know you guys all have your opinions and stuff like that, and I have my own opinion too. But I think I do a video on it, and there's just I don't know, man. I don't see what the great hype was. I really don't. We gave up the DCEU, which all it needed was continuity. It just needed better stories, man. It didn't need better. It didn't need new characters. One thing that I hate, that I don't like, and that it's driving me nuts, and I can see it's driving a lot of other people nuts. Man, how do you keep certain? If you're gonna go into something, and you're gonna redo something, you're supposed to do a full reboot. If you notice, everybody that's staying, it's everybody, including his brother, who's coming over to do Weasel in one of the Commando shows. It's pretty much that if you weren't dick riding James Gunn, and I'm sorry, man, excuse my language, but if you weren't on his team, then you were gone. You had no chance of this. I don't understand. He wants a younger verse. That's what I heard this was all about. That they made all these drastic changes because he wants everything to go young. But yet, Jason Momoa is staying on playing Aquaman, and I guess Lobo, and he's as old as me or older. I am glad that Zolo Marandola's Blue Beetle is going to be part of that world. I'm excited. I'm very excited about Blue Beetle, and I'm super excited about the Flash. And it's not because of Ezra Miller or anything. I'm excited because of Michael Keaton. He said today that this might be one of the greatest superhero movies made of all time. So that is getting me even more excited. But I mean, there's even talks that Ezra's staying on, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I just think that right now Ezra's going through some problems in his life, and he is someone that's riding the edge, as they say, and he's going through a lot of problems, and he's getting his life better. And you really don't want to throw these bad news at him. Plus, there's a movie being promoted. I mean, the guy's already going to go through enough. They're going to try to. I guess when they do press tours, he's going to be there. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work, but whatever. You're going to have Affleck and Keaton mainly there. Gail Goddard is in the movie too. But I heard at the end they got rid of all the cameos of Henry Cavill, Michael Keaton, Sasha Calle, which I feel so bad for. She was so excited to get this role of Supergirl, and they're making a new Supergirl movie, and she's not even it. I mean, it just seems like anything that was connected to the other DCEU is just gone. And I keep stressing, I'm not a Snyder bot. I'm not one of these Snyderverse. I love what I love. That's just what it is. I love what I love, whether it be Snyderverse, whether it be Josh Whedon, whether it be Tim Burton, whether it be Joel Schumacher. I love what I love, and that's it. But his vision of Gunn's vision doesn't seem like it's like one thing I like Marvel. Obviously, I love it. I love DC more. But one thing about Marvel is Kevin Feige listens to fans. Clearly, these are the people that work hard. They earn their money. They buy the tickets. They buy the tickets to sit their asses in the seats. It's like when he came up with his when I listened to his video presentation today, he said this is his vision. These are his things, all about him. I didn't hear nothing about fans. I didn't hear him say nothing about fans. If he did, I apologize, but I watched it twice and I did not hear anything about it. I don't understand some of the choices he made. especially with the Brave and the Bold. I'm not going to sit here and BS you and tell you that I've read a comic book. I haven't. I do own some of the comic books, but I've actually I've watched the cartoon, and if it's based on the cartoon, um, that's a goofy Batman. One of my favorite Batmans of all time is Adam West, as they call him, the Bright Knight. I love Adam West. As you can see behind me, I have tons of Batman '66 memorabilia and figures. I love Batman's my favorite character of all time, so I know a lot about Batman. I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm an encyclopedia of him, but I know a lot about Batman. I mean, I know more than the average fan, and I love Batman. I mean, I have 2 shelves dedicated to Batman. Everything Batman from 1966, and I mean, it's just I love Batman. I love all versions pretty much. Even George Clooney's George Clooney's version of it, I still like it a little bit, but it's because it's Batman. But the Brave and the Bold, I'm not familiar with the comic book. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do know the cartoon though, and I'm not sure which one it's based on, uh, but it's a very goofy, campy Batman. And if that's what he's doing, that's cool. I'm okay with that. But but the Damian, I didn't understand Damian Wayne. Why would you not do Dick Grayson, or why would you not do Jason Todd? I mean, there are so many other versions that are better than Damian Wayne. I didn't understand that part. Um, Damian Wayne's like the third, the third Robin. I mean, you're skipping over so many more important Robins. I have no clue. I don't understand that at all. But these next 4 movies, he did say that that there will be continuity to it to match his world. So these 4 movies did go under reshoots to fit his new upcoming DCU world. The one thing that I did like, which kind of gives me hope, is he said that there'll be something called Elseworlds. So like Matt Reeves' world is an Elseworld. The Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, will be in Elseworld. So does that mean that Snyder can come back and do his version of his DC? Will that be an Elseworld? Is the Elseworld another way of saying multiverse? Because that gets me excited. I think the reason people hang on to Zack Snyder's movies so much is because, like I said, I like everything. I'm not biased. I'm not. This is how I want this. It's not that. I love what I love, and that's just it. Like I said, whether it's Joel Schumacher, Tim Burton, it doesn't matter. I love what I love. But Zack Snyder's, it's like watching art, but in a cinematic way. It's so different, and it sucks. It really does suck to not see his vision go through fully. It really does. It's actually very depressing to not see this vision that had, he how can I say, like, Zach had Darkseid and Desaad and Steppenwolf, and James Gunn, Superman's villains are going to be the Authority, which is, I guess, I really don't know a lot about them. I did talk to someone today that did know about them, and they're pretty much like the boys. And I guess they're gonna in that movie, and the Superman movie is gonna go directly into that. So they're gonna be like, I guess, his rivalries. Why are we not having Mongol, Metello, Lex Luthor, Zod? Like, why are we not having his main villains? Why is those gonna be his villains? If that's what I'm understanding, that's how people are telling me. Because I've never heard of these people. I've never heard of them. I never heard of them. And like I said, I'm a DC fan. I just never heard of them. I know a lot of people that haven't heard of him, so I'm not the only one. But he said it's a passion project of his or something. So I don't know. I'm very confused with some of the things he did that he talked about today. I didn't see the big hoopla. So the Batman from the Brave and the Bold is going to be this universe's version of Batman. So the Batman from, like I said, the Batman from the Brave and the Bold is going to be the new DCU's version of Batman, and obviously the Superman from Superman Legacy, which, it's funny because it's the moral of the story is it's about a man, Superman, who lives in a world where, he doesn't understand how the world is so corrupt, and he sees the world in a happy light. That was the character arc that Henry Cavill was going on. It seems like people hate this guy. I don't understand when you look at this man, and he was like born to play Superman, and I don't get it. I don't understand the hate with him. the man reads the comics. I mean, the man loves it, and he has been treated like pure shit. And I just don't understand why he's been kicked around and treated like crap. And it's so heart wrenching because the man loves the character, and you can see it portrayed. You can see the love through his version of it in the movie theaters when you watch his movie. So, I don't know, man. The MCU is going on their 33rd movie. And after this year, we're not going to... The next movie we see will be July 11th of 2025. That's a long time from now, man. That is... And I get it because these movies have to go into production and this and that. It's a long time away. And if these movies don't hit, I'm going to go through another reboot. I don't know, man. It sucks. It's just so... I guess it really is depressing. You can see it on my face because it's like the MCU... Man, they got it right. They just got it right. Kudos to anyone that's an MCU fan. I mean, oh, you don't know how easy you have it, guys. Like, you really don't. Like, be thankful for the universe you have and the continuity and the, when you guys speak, the man who runs it, Kevin Feige, listens to you, because it doesn't really matter what us fans say. We don't even get. We're getting things that we never even asked for. Like, the only thing I was very interested in, and I do like, is I do like the DACA version of the DCU of the DC universe. Like, I like Frankenstein. I like that. I do like the Frankenstein, and I do like the Swamp Thing. The Swamp Thing the Swamp Thing movie got me very interested. I do like that because I do like that DACA worlds of the DC universe. But I'm sorry. Besides that, it's an Amanda Waller TV show, which we knew was coming anyways. But it just seems like anyone that was... We talked about how this was supposed to be a full reboot, but anybody that was connected to him in a way, or was his friends, got to stay. That kind of sucks. That really does, because I'll tell you right now, when I watch Black Adam, I get so excited. I get so fucking hyped. I'm getting hyped right now. I'm thinking about how Henry Cavill and Dwayne Johnson were going to fight, and, Dwayne was not doing a world that was based just on a Black Adam world. No, he wasn't. He wasn't doing that. He was trying to set up something big. DC was just floating, or the DCU was floating around for a long time when Walter Hamada and Toby Emmerich, and nobody knew what to do with it. And Rock came in, and the guy wanted to do something good for it. He listened to the fans. He went out and fought for this guy for 6 years, and the backlash he got was just incredible. When no one else wanted to put their hands on the DCU, Rock stepped in and tried to save it. He listened to the fans. I mean, the man fought for us, and not just for himself. Of course, he did fight for himself too. The Rock comes from a world of wrestling, and if anybody watches wrestling, you know that in wrestling you need a dance partner. It doesn't matter how good you are by yourself. You need a dance partner. I mean, some of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. If anyone is a wrestling fan that watches my videos, Rock and Cena, Rock and Austin, Ultimate Warrior, Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? These matches, it's not just one guy, it's two guys. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart. I mean, you need these Rock and Hogan. I mean, you need two partners, and that's how The Rock looked at it. Hey, man, I'm The Rock. I'm playing Black Adam. I'm gonna fight. My dance partner is gonna be Henry Cavill, who everybody wants. I mean, people. Well, this way, I seen Black Adam 6 times in the theaters, and I paid for 2 more other times for 2 other families to go see it. People went nuts. Whether the crowd had 100 people in it or 5, people went nuts for that post-credit scene, and you knew it was coming because everybody posted it online, and fans were still going fucking nuts for it. And then you just erase it. The DCEU didn't need to be torn apart with characters. It just needed better stories. That's all it needed. And you have the DC universe right now. I don't care what anybody says. It's so damaged. It's so refurbished. People think this reboot's gonna save a lot of things. It's not going to, because you already have people that are hooked on the other actors that played those. And and I'll tell you now, I would not want to be. I feel bad for the next person that's gonna play that Batman, and I definitely feel bad for that person who's gonna play the next Superman. It doesn't matter if that man could be born to play Superman. It's not Cavill, and no matter what, this person's gonna get tons of backlash. He's already failed. It doesn't matter how good he is. He's already failed, And in a lot of people's eyes, that's how people see it. You know, it just sucks, man, because it's never gonna be the way it should have been. And then you look at the MCU sitting over there, and you're like, wow, man, like everything they do just seems, it just seems to be gold. I mean, it sucks because it's like everything that over, it's like even when they do things half wrong or half right, it comes out good. And then you got the DCU over here that just cannot get out of their own way. And they think this reboot is going to change a lot of things. There's a reason that it's a 10-year plan, and it's a reason why these guys only got two or 4-year contracts. Because what's going to happen? What's going to happen if these movies do not blow up the way they're supposed to? You know, Zack Snyder's movies didn't fail. If 800 million is failing, 742 million, 850, if that's failing, then I want to fail then. Please let me fail then. That's not failing. But now the bottom half movies did fail. You know, Shazam didn't fail because considered what the budget was, but it didn't make a lot of money, but it still didn't fail. Suicide Squad, James Gunn's version, failed. Let's see what else. Birds of Prey, failed. Wonder Woman 1984, pandemic / failed. Black Adam did not fail. And I will argue tooth and nail with people to this because Black Adam is a part-time villain to a top 10 superhero that nobody knows. And the movie made $393 million, and it's still in theaters. It's actually still in 86 theaters right now. It's still making money. Obviously, it's not making tons of money, but it's still making money. And it outdid Shazam, the first one. So, and people knew the post-credit scene because it was posted online the night of the premiere. But it still made almost $400 million. So, people say, well, Henry Cavill was part of it, and not enough people wouldn't go see it because Henry Cavill's in it. He was in a 15-second cameo, and the movie still made $400 million. A part-time villain to a top 10 superhero made $400 million, and nobody knows who the fuck he is. And the movie still made almost $400 million. Yes, the only reason they even call it a failure is because the budget was so high. But you know what? The budget is what it is, and it made the movie what it is. But that movie was not a flop, and it was not a failure. Yes, the story could have been a little bit better, but what can you do with that story? I mean, The Rock told the origin the correct way. The origin was told correctly. And Sabak is a Shazam villain. He made basically something out of nothing and then threw the Justice Society in, and the man did a good job. And all that man has done is taken ass whipping after ass whipping from fans and executives and everybody else. I mean, the guy worked his ass off and tried to give us the best. For 15 years, he worked hard to give that movie, and in the backlash, it's terrible. I feel so bad for that guy. I feel so bad for him. I mean, it's like before he came to the DC, everything he touched was gold. And then he came to the DC and tried to help us fix it. He tried to help a floundering DCEU, and the guy took so much backlash for it. It sucks. And then James Gunn came in, and he's doing it his way. You're going to see a lot of obscure, goofy fucking shit, man. And that bothers me because that's just not really how the DC really is. I love the DC. It has some of the best superheroes of all time. Matter of fact, it's got some of the best villains of all time. Look at Batman's Rogues Gallery. It's amazing. Oh man, his Rogues Gallery is just incredible. And who knows? I mean, who knows what this future is gonna bring? I don't feel great. I saw the slate. I'm not super excited. I don't understand how some of these characters are staying and some are going, but the ones that are staying are all affiliated and associated with James Gunn. I didn't understand that part. Didn't like that part at all. You try to look me in the face and tell me that he couldn't keep Cavill. He could have. I don't care. He could have, and I'll tell you now, he would have put a lot of asses in seats because people of course people are gonna go see a Superman movie because Superman hasn't made a movie since 2013. So of course people are gonna go see it. But I don't think it's going to make the money that people think it's going to make. And it's the same character arc that Henry Cavill was on. If you gave him it's basically Man of Steel 2. But it's gonna be somebody else playing the role instead of Henry Cavill. I don't know what they have against Henry Cavill. It absolutely sucks. You know, it sucks because you can't really speak up because if you speak up, you're a Slanderverse bot. But you don't want to sit back and not say nothing because you want to express who you are as a person. And that's all I do. I express who I am. But But I mean, I'm excited about seeing the Flash. I'm excited about seeing these next 4 movies. I can't wait to see Shazam, all that stuff. It just, but I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not super excited about the slate. Maybe saying maybe if I said I was super excited, so I would look cool. Like a lot of people, I've actually talked to some people that don't even know fucking half of the slate. Don't even know some of these people, some of these movies, and who are the Commandos and all. Like, don't even know, but they're like, yeah, but who's that? I don't know, but yeah. I guess that's the cool thing, is just to be happy about something you don't know. I don't know, but hey guys, so it's fun to come on and just give you my thoughts. Obviously you have your own opinion. Your opinion's always going to matter more than mine, but just giving you my own thoughts. I hope it doesn't fail. For DC's sake, but who knows, man? It's such a fucking clusterfuck. It really is. When the simplest thing was just to give the current actors continuity with better stories, and to know what could have been, that was so close, and now it's just it's really hard waking up being a DC fan sometimes, but we'll see, man. So listen, everybody, take care. Remember, God first and family. Until the next video, take care, man. God bless, and thank you so much, guys, for watching. Bye.